always good to be back in Chattanooga. We have so many great fans, and you can feel the passion, the energy, the excitement that's surrounding Tennessee football.
What have you noticed so far in the Caravan about the fans? This is your first go around in the state like this, in this exact form. What have you noticed about the fans? Are they a little bit different than other places you've seen?
Absolutely, and I think it solidifies, what we already know, and that's, the magnitude and the importance that surrounds Tennessee football. We have by far the best fan base in the country, and the support that we've been given throughout the Big Orange Caravan has been outstanding, and obviously here today in Chattanooga has been even more than that. I mean, they've been great.
The sport is great, but it can be sometimes overwhelming. Does it start to overwhelm you at all, or are you still rolling with the punches and enjoying it?
Absolutely not. As a competitor, as a football coach, as a caretaker of a football program like Tennessee, this is what you work for, to have this opportunity and to be around, a program that obviously has the tremendous support that it does. That's why you coach.
How do you avoid getting overwhelmed with all these speaking engagements when you're spending some long hours in the office? Is there a trick to it, or is it just
a balancing act? It's a balancing act, and the thing you can't ever allow to happen is anything involving you from taking you away from developing your football team or recruiting. And it's a balancing act, but any chance you get out to meet our fan base, to sell Tennessee football, to really kind of show them what you're doing in terms of vision and just opportunity to interact with them is always big.
Obviously, this time of year for coaches, you guys are out here, but when you are in the office, how do you devote your time, and where does your time go? When you are in your office and doing work there.
Well, it's focused on getting ready for training camp, setting all your schedules. Obviously, recruiting, we spend as you know, a lot of time recruiting and writing letters and studying film, and so it's a balancing act between studying film and recruiting, and there's always stuff to do. It's nonstop.
Hey, Butch, how do you manage that balancing act? How do you, because it seems like you've been extremely proactive from a PR standpoint, just public appearance standpoint.
Well, I think the big thing is experience. This is obviously the third time of doing this. I think it's an experience factor of being a head football coach, but obviously the magnitude that surrounds Tennessee football is obviously different than anywhere else in the country. But again, it's just being disciplined and setting your time schedule and working efficiently.
Is that where maybe your friendship with Spolstra can help you in terms of just managing that scrutiny and that attention and things
Sure.
like that?
I've taken so much for him, and he calls it a bunker mentality, and so much of it is just really focusing on the task at hand. And I always say praise and blame, it's all the same, but I think the big thing is just managing your day-to-day operations and obviously setting different time frames throughout the day to accomplish different tasks.
Do you ever get to the end of one of these weeks and look back on it and think, how did I make all those appearances? How did I get through all that?
Yeah, sometimes, but you always wait till the end of the week. But again, it's the same thing. You just have to focus on the task at hand. But these are days like this, I really enjoy doing this. It's a chance again to get out and talk Tennessee football.
Did you always have the willingness, when in your earliest days as a head coach, to kind of do the outside things away from football in order to build your consensus in your fan base?
Well, yes, it was at a different level. At the other two places, I was going out trying to generate, excitement, trying to generate fan interest. Where here, we don't have to do that because we have such a passionate fan base. So it's a little bit different. But I think being at a Central Michigan, being at a Cincinnati, really kind of laid the foundation, the groundwork of having to do it. It's just now a different task.
Where does that energy, Dave says he can feel your energy everywhere you go. Where was that instilled in you, and where does that come from to be able to, I guess with those other two programs and this one, be kind of a salesman for the program as well?
Well, I think it's a drive to win. I think it's a drive of loyalty in terms of really giving a passionate fan base something to be extremely proud of. And I think that was really set forth at an early stage with my mother and father. My father was a chief of police. My mother was a hospital administrator, and I had to have a job very, very early on. So I think they taught me the value of a work ethic, and it was instilled in me and has followed ever since.
But you kind of mentioned this, your job being kind of nonstop. Do you ever get a moment to take a breath and maybe evaluate where you've been, where you're going, and what direction you want to go, and maybe what's been your evaluation of yourself, so far?
Well, absolutely. I evaluate myself, hour by hour, minute by minute, every night. You know, when I kind of slow down a little bit, I always replay the day over in my mind, and what would you have done differently? How could you have done it better? You know, and I think that's all part of being a competitor. But, you know, I think the big thing is making Tennessee football better.